I don't know what I don't have anything to eat. I have this train ticket. Hey my dudes, I am Laddie and welcome to another video. So in this video I am, as you've seen in the title, I am speaking about changing your name. So it's quite hard to find how to change your name around every different area with every different government and every different, set of laws in the world. But at the moment I will tell you guys how to do it in the UK and America, and I will also set up a few links in the comments down below, in the description down below, of sort of like where you can look at possibly other places around the world, like places in Europe and the laws around the world on what it is to like change your name. So I'm going to mainly be speaking about the UK deed poll because well, the UK, how you do it is a deed poll, but I'll speak about that in a minute, because I have done, obviously I'm in the UK and I have actually just applied and ordered a certificate to come that I will sign, and it will mean that my name is legally changed. I have ordered that, it is coming soon. I just need me to sign it and someone else to sign it, and then my name will be legally changed. And I can have it on any legal document, passports and ID and stuff that I want. So I am just going to speak about how I did that, the process, for anyone who's wondering in the UK of how to do it. And first I just want to say, I know America's different, so I just wanted to say sort of how would be, America is just so awkward with it, because what you have to do is, well, I think you can change your name moderately easily compared to some other places in the world, but you choose your name and you have to fill out a petition, file it with your local civic court, you have to pay the fees, I don't know how much fees it is, you have to publish your name change if required, attend your hearing, change your name on your social security ID card and all other documentation. And yeah, you've just got, it's a bit awkward, you have to like run around and file it with different court systems. But I'll just screenshot that so I can show you guys up on the screen. But in the UK, what you can do is you can do a deed poll. So a deed poll is, so you don't have to follow a legal process to start using a new name, but you might need a deed poll to apply for or to change official documents like passport or driving license. So there are two ways to get a deed poll, which you apply depends on documents you want your new name to appear on. So you can use either way to change the name on your driving license or passport. I'm just going to go through, like, you can change your name yourself if you are over 16 years or over. I'm 18 now, so I can change my name with my own deed poll. I can write it, I can sign it, I can get my friends to sign it. So pretty much what you do on this deed poll is you go online and for me, I have selected to use the UK Deed Poll Office London, which is, I think it's quite high recommended, like UK Deed Poll, it's the official one in London, so it's obviously quite a recognised one. And you can, it does cost £15, and then there's additional charges, so it's £15, and then you order certain copies, and then that's extra cost, which I'll speak about in a minute how much it cost me. What you can do is, to make a deed poll, you type in the section 1 and 2 on this one. I'll put the link to this page down below, section 1 and 2, so you can have your current title, whatever your current title may be. You type that in with your first name, middle name, surname. and then in section 2 you write the new name you wish to have, so whatever you want your new name to be or to change into. The one thing that I found really awesome is that you can change your title. So I can change my Miss at the moment to Mr. On all of my official documents, even though it will say Mr. like Tobias Norman, but it won't say, the one thing it won't say on your official documents is it won't say male or the, what you identify as. That, I think you can only get that changed if you've gone through all of the therapy and your doctor's signed off on it and stuff like that, and you have to send that into the courts and get that officially done. And they also, once you've done all of this, put in your section 3 date of birth and nationality, section 4 home address and contact details, and how many legal copies you'd like. Because I chose 6, which is 21 more pounds. I probably spent quite a bit on the amount of copies. So in section 6 you want to get quite a few legal copies. I'd say like 6 is the usual, because you need to send them off to places to prove that you've changed your name on a deed poll. And then once your bank or your passport or your driving license gets this deed poll, as soon as they get it, they can then change your name on all of your documents and all of your things and send you new stuff. So the legal copies, as well as I had a digital archive, which means they save my deed poll so that I can print out more. All of this all together with the postage and stuff came till about, for me it was about 40 something, it was like £43 I spent on this deed poll altogether. But at the end of the day, I think it's worth it. As I was saying before, you can order a cheap deed poll, or a free deed poll online, where you don't have to pay anything, and it's just a website where you just put your deed poll in, they send it to you, and it counts as changed. However, there's a lot of places that won't accept a deed poll if they aren't from some like high-end deed poll institutes. So for example, I've got the main deed poll office in London, that's very recognised. But if you had some free online application one where they sort of like have really flimsy copies or something like that, or they don't cost much money, some places will reject them and say, okay, we're not allowing this because it looks forged, or it looks like, if the UK Deed Poll Office London has their own, their own stamp on it, their own sheen stamp that can hardly be faked, they will definitely say, oh, that's a real document, you've actually applied for that, and it's not just you printing something out. So you've got to be careful, and I would suggest saving up the money and just spending a little bit more than you would, just in case, because you don't want to hand in your documents in and them reject you and send it back just because it doesn't look professional enough. So once you've put the deed poll out, it says that it takes about 4 working days to come. I guess it depends really where you are, how out of the way you are, but it takes about 4 working days to come, and they send it straight to you. Once you have received the deed poll, what you have to do is you have to sign the deed poll. It'll say your old name and your new name and your address and stuff, and you have to sign the deed poll. And you also have to get witnesses to sign the deed poll. So witnesses are people like, it can be a friend or a colleague. So just to be safe, I'd suggest doing a friend or a colleague, because I remember hearing somewhere that it can't be a family member. Just an acquaintance, friend or colleague, someone who's a witness, someone who can say that you're not changing it for reasons other than, personal desires to change your name. So like, you can't just change it to get away from a debt or something like that. And then once that's sent to you and you've signed it, you can send off all of the sort of like documentations and the signed pieces of paper. You can't photocopy them and print them out again. They have to be the original sent to you pieces of paper that get sent to you by the deed poll office, because they have their own sort of like mark on that people can tell that they're not fakes. So you send them off to your bank and your the passport office and all of this other stuff that you want your name on. But Some places, like some bank, hopefully my bank doesn't, but I guess maybe it will, maybe I'll have to. Some banks need it to be enrolled, which means that, so if I click on enroll, so you can enroll a deed poll with the courts, which means you can put your new name on public record by enrolling it at a royal court of justice if you're 18 or over, and you have to pay a fee of £36. Also, if you're under 18, you can follow the process for changing a child's name to enrol, and there's some guidance sheets and stuff that you can download on here, links down below. So you have to send it to a certain area, Queen's Bench Division, which there's a sort of like address up on screen here, and I think it just sends it to the courts, and they recognise that you've changed your name. But you don't have to do this unless your bank tells you to. If your bank tells you, well, you know, we only accept enrolled ones, then you will have to enroll if you want your name changed on your cards. So I think that's it with the adult application. A child's application, a parent has to do it. If you're like 16 or 17, you can choose to make your own deed poll. I think it's 16 or plus, you can write it yourself. But if you're under 16, you have to, if you're a minor, you'll need agreement of everyone with parental responsibility, so your parents, and a court order. So it's a bit more, I feel like there's a bit more restrictions, because obviously the person's younger, and they've got to really assess that they're making the right decision here. However, I think the name can be easily changed back, because if it's just a deed poll, you just order another deed poll and change it back. So that's quite easy, at least here, to do it. In America, it's not too bad. It's still a bit, you know, faffing about, but at least you can send it in to and get it done. So yeah, I have, I think that's everything that I've told you guys that is to do with changing your name. I am going to be making another video where I document, it's just a little vlog video of like me when I first, you know, me when I'm getting my deed poll. I haven't actually got it yet, so I need to film that. When I get the deed poll and when I'm getting it signed, when I'm signing it myself, and just me changing my name and sending out my documents and getting back the cards. So in a week or two, all of that should be done, and I will show you guys the end result, and I'm just so excited to get it done so that I don't have like really awkward like my old name on my cards and my ID and stuff. And hopefully I can send out new pictures, because most of my ID has pictures of me before when I was all like girly and stuff, so, and I do not look anything like those pictures. One of the most annoying things I think about the deed poll in the UK is, well, it's not the deed poll itself, it's just sending it out and getting new passports. Passports cost so much money, and getting new ID and sending it to the banks and stuff like this. And as soon as I get my deed poll, I need to speak to my college and I need to get my name legally changed on their system. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I'm excited. I will catch up with you guys when I finally get the deed poll. But yeah, I hope I helped anyone who's listening, and especially who's in the UK and who's or in America. I only briefly said about American stuff, but if you're in the UK and you've been wondering how to get a deed poll, I didn't actually even know you could. Like I had no clue that you could just get like just change your name. I thought you had to go through, like, I thought if you were changing your name for reasons for like gender, you had to go through an entire like the therapy and stuff. But like apparently you can just get it changed whatever and change it to Mr. if you like, if you're, you know, change like even your title name. And I'm like, oh, cheers, thanks. Anyway, sorry, I've been rambling. I'm excited. Okay, thank you. I don't know what this is, but thank you guys for watching. Hope I helped. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.